Ohio. Warsaw, the capital and the first in population and across the territory, the city of Poland. Its city became the actual capital in 1596 when, after the fire in the Wawelskie Lock in Krakow, the King Sigismund III transferred the residence here. At the same time, the capital status of the city was confirmed only in the Constitution of 1791. Through the city, the Vistula River dividing the city approximately equally flows. For the first time, the name appears in manuscripts of the 14th century in the form of Warsawiensis, 1321, and Varshuia, 1342, and in the 15th century as Warskuia, 1482. Most of historians and linguists considers that the name of the city came from a possessive adjective of Warshua, or Warszawa, on behalf of war. Reduction of the name Warsaw, popular in the Middle Ages. Change of the name on Warsaw happened to Warshua in the 16th century, and it was connected with Mazowiecki's features of a dialect in the territory of whose distribution Warsaw is located. In this dialect until the end of the 15th century, public A passed into E after soft consonants. And cheese in Polish at the time was soft. In the 15th century, of a form reckoned with secondary E as dialect, therefore the people trying to speak the literary language replaced them with forms with A. In a case to Warsaw, there was a replacement of etymologically correct form by hypercorrect. The name Warsaw can come also from the Hungarian Varaj, the strengthened city. In the people, popular belief that the name Warsaw appeared as a result of connection of a name of the fishermen by the name of Wars and mermaids, the nickname Sawa, which the fishermen married. The image of the mermaid of Sava became a symbol of Warsaw. There is a legend of the basis of Warsaw. A certain prince, lord, by the name of Casimir, having got lost on hunting, I came across the poor fishing hut on the bank of Vistula. There he found the young fisherwoman who only gave birth to twins with names Varsh and Sava. Casimir became their godfather and awarded family of the fishermen for hospitality. The fishermen on this money built the house around which other fishermen began to lodge, that laid the foundation for Warsaw. The main symbol of Warsaw, certainly the Warsaw mermaid, is considered. Her image can be met on a municipal coat of arms. The monument in style of a city sculpture is placed on the market square to a folklore being. The coat of arms of Warsaw represents a red French board, a tape with the motto, a royal crown on the upper bound of a board, and the silver cross of an award of military merits. Virtuti militari. At a board uvula. The flag of Warsaw consists of two equal horizontal strips of a red and yellow color. The cloth is to be executed in a proportion 5:8. It is documentary established that since the 10th century in the territory of modern Warsaw several settlements, among which the greatest power Brodno, that is, ford, crossing, reached, Yazdo and Kamian, were located. Despite it, the first wooden constructions in Warsaw were built by Mazowszanie in the 12th century, and stone, already for defense against the Teutonic Order, in the 14th century. At the beginning of the 15th, 16th centuries, Warsaw, the capital of Mazowieckiego of the Principality, in 1596, 1795, the residence of the Polish kings and Grand Dukes Lithuanian, in 1791, 1795 the capital of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, in 1807, 1813, the Warsaw Duchy. Actually under the French Protectorate. From 1815 to 1915 Kingdoms Polish. In possession of the Russian Empire. From 1918 to 1939 Warsaw was the capital of the Polish Republic, and from 1952 to 1989 the capital of the Polish People's Republic. In the 16th, 19th centuries in Warsaw Bernardines who built the monastery and a church in the city acted. On May 9, 1919 in Modlin, Lomz and Warsaw the 8th Infantry Division was created. During occupation of 1939-1944 during World War II the administrative center of the Governorate General was located in Krakow. Throughout World War II the Central Poland, in particular Warsaw, were under the power of the General Province, Nazi colonial administration. All institutions of higher education were closed, also all Jewish population of Warsaw, several hundreds of thousands, about 30% of the population of the city, are sent to the Warsaw Ghetto. On April 19, 1943 the decree arrived to destroy a ghetto. It was a part of Hitlerite final decision. Jews began a revolt which continued nearly a month. When fight ended, almost all survived were destroyed, only some could run away or hide. In July 1944 the Red Army entered deeply on the Polish territory, pursuing Germans on the Warsaw direction. The Polish government in exile which was in London gave the order of Underground Army Krajowa to exempt Warsaw from Nazis just before arrival of the Red Army. And on August 1, 1944, when the 2nd Tank Army didn't conduct active offensive actions and was fixed at the reached boundaries, the Krajowa Army began the Warsaw Revolt. 1944. Which lasted 63 days, but eventually came to the end with capitulation. Captured insurgents were convoyed in the camp of prisoners in Germany, and the civilian population was deported. Hitler, neglecting the agreed terms of capitulation, ordered to destroy completely the city, to remove libraries and the museums to Germany or to burn. About 85% of the city were destroyed, in particular historical places. Stare Miasto and Royal Castle. Warsaw was freed on January 17, 1945 by the Soviet troops as a result of the Hanging and Oder operation. After World War II the city was restored. However, only the most ancient part of the city, namely the Old City, the New City and the Royal Path, and also separate valuable objects in the memorable and architectural plan were restored and historical, though not always in their primordial form. So, for example, apartments, modern by criteria of post-war time, with absolutely other planning and equipment than their historical predecessors till 1939 disappear in the Old City behind carefully restored facades. Climate of Warsaw, moderately continental, with soft winter and in the warm, damp summer. Average temperature in the winter from +2 C to 5 C, in the summer, from +15 C to +20 C. The climate of Warsaw, one of the most comfortable among the cities of a moderate belt, heat is above +30 C happens seldom and quickly, frosts are lower. 15 C also happens seldom. The fall long and warm, come spring gradually. After administrative reform of 2002, Warsaw is the county consisting of one gmina, which, in turn, is divided into 18 dzielnice areas. In Warsaw till 1833, the police made one of offices of municipal city department under maintaining the president. Polish of June 20. On July 1833, the executive police are separated by the resolution of Council of Management of the Kingdom from administrative and transferred to the jurisdiction of the Vice President of the City of Warsaw. Then by the highest command announced by Council of Management of the Kingdom from 12 on October 24. 1839, the Vice President of the city was given the name of the Warsaw Oberchief of Police. Famous natives: Strażenko Andrzej Yakovlevich, Major General; Sobolev Mikhail Ivanovich, Major General; Abramovich Ignatiy Efimovich, Major General. 28.08. 1851. Golev Vasily Mikhailovich, Major General. Anitkov Vladimir Ivanovich, Major General. Tripov Fyodor Fyodorovich, Colonel. Wazvodovsky Konstantin Apollonovich of Columns, Major General. Pilsudsky Konstantin Ivanovich, Major General. Makanov Sergei Sergeyevich, Colonel. 20.03. 1863. Levshin Lev Gerasimovich, Major General. Frederiks Platon Alexandrovich Baron, Major General. Vlasov Georgy Petrovich, Major General. Lieutenant General. Buturlin Nikolay Nikolaevich, Major General. Tolstoy Sergei Ivanovich, Major General. Kleigels Nikolay Vasilievich, Colonel, and it is approved with production in Major Generals in 1891. Gresser Karl Apollonovich, Colonel, and Lekachev Alexander Nikodimovich, Colonel, and it is approved with production in Major Generals. 1905. Meyer Pyat Petrovich, Colonel, and it is approved with production in Major Generals. 15.08. 1916. Population. Increase and evolution of urban population of Warsaw long time were influenced by the fact that the city was one of transit points of tradeways and trans-European migrations. This circumstance couldn't but affect both number and the national structure of the population. Thus earlier, before formation of the city as center of the industry and services, the population consisted mainly of trade groups. According to a population census 1897, from inhabitants about, and it is about 34%, were Jews. Diversity and multinationality of the population in a special way affected the culture of the city. Being the house for many different ideas and currents, Warsaw, for the more than 300-year history, got the nicknames East Paris, the Second Paris. Ratio of female and male population. Till the 54% of women until the 46% of men. Population 1700 30000 1792 card 1800 63400, 1900 card, 2002 107,100. After accession of the region of Vasola, 2011 1,708,491, 2019 1,790,658. Sites: the Warsaw Alexandrovsky Citadel. The Russian strength is 19th century. Alexander Nevsky Cathedral is once the highest building of the city, is destroyed in the 1920th years. Mary Magdalene's Church on Prague, 1867-1869. Church for the sake of the Reverend Martinian. Church of Saints Peter and Paul. Palace of Culture and Sciences, a 231-meter Stalin skyscraper which still remains an architectural dominant of the city. The Cemetery Mausoleum of the Soviet Soldiers, a memorial complex on Zavirki Street. And Vigura, on whom it is buried by 5,000 soldiers of the Red Army who died in 1944-1945 at release of the city from the German occupation. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, a memorial grave on the area of the Marshal Joseph Pilsudski. It is built in memory of the Polish soldiers who at different times fell for the homeland. The Orthodox Cemetery in Warsaw, the cemetery which is in Warsaw on Volskaya Street 138/140, one of the oldest necropolises in the city. Architecture. Presently Warsaw is a mix of various architectural styles, in many respects thanks to the saturated history of both Poland and the capital. During war the old city almost completely was destroyed and restored only in post-war years. For example, the Royal Palace, historical heart of Warsaw, was built up only in 1970th and 1980th, and separate restoration works go still. The historic center of Warsaw is included in the World Heritage List as an approximate model of thorough restoration of the destroyed historical heritage. Times of the Party of Russian taxpayers left behind buildings in style of a Stalin Empire style. Several significant historical monuments were recreated after fall of the regime of the Party of Russian taxpayers. In the last decades the panorama of the city was enriched with modern skyscrapers and business centers. Religious buildings of the city include a set Catholic and several Protestant temples and also the Trinity Church, which is the center of Coptic Christianity in Poland. Education. Warsaw University, Warsaw Polytechnical Institute, University of Social Psychology and Humanities, Warsaw School of Economy, the Higher School of Agriculture, Warsaw Medical Academy, Musical Academy of Frederick Chopin, Theatrical Academy of Alexander Zelvarevich, University of the Cardinal S. Wyszynski, Military Technical Academy, Academy of Military Art, Academy of Physical Culture. In total in the city about 500,000 pupils, 29% of the population of the city, assessment of 2002. From them more than card students of higher educational institutions. Culture. National Museum, Archaeological Museum, Drugstore Museum of Antonina Lesnowskaya, Museum of Icons. The Bolshoi Theatre, National Theatre, the Polish Theatre, Musical Theatre, Roma, Modern Theatre, Theatre on Volia, etc. The International Musical Festival, Warsaw Fall, organized in 1956 by Tadeusz Bird and Kazimierz Sirocki. The Railway Courier. The monthly illustrated magazine with daily applications, was published in Warsaw since 1896. Sport. Legia. The Warsaw soccer team acting in the highest Polish league. Top class. It is founded in 1916. Champion of Poland. 1955, 1956, 1969, 1970, 1994, 1995, 2002, 2006, 2013, 2014, 2016, 2017. Owner of a Cup of Poland. 1955, 1956, 1964, 1966, 1973, 1980, 1981, 1989, 1990, 1995, 1996, 1997, 2008, 2011, 2012, 2013. Owner of the Polish Super Cup. 1989, 1994, 1997, 2008. Polonium. The Warsaw soccer team acting in the highest Polish league. Top class. Till 2012/2013, then because of financial problems it was forced to get over in the fourth league. It is founded in 1911. Champion of Poland. 1948, 2000. Owner of a Cup of Poland. 1952, 2001. Owner of the Polish Super Cup. 2000. Guard, football club from Warsaw. It is founded in 1948. Silver medalist of the Championship of Poland of 1957, bronze medalist of the Championship of Poland of 1959 and 1973, owner of the Cup of Poland of 1954, finalist of the Cup of Poland of 1974 and participant of the first Cup of Champions. In his season 2013/2014 plays in the League Class A, the 7th League of Poland on soccer. Sports constructions. A Stadium of Decade, the largest stadium in Warsaw functioning in 1955, 2007 is demolished. Now on his place the National Stadium which opened in 2011 is created. It is constructed during preparation for holding the European Football Championship of 2012. Accommodates 59520 viewers. Besides, there is a Stadium Polonium, the home arena of FE Polonia, with a capacity of places and also home stadium FE Legia. Pepsi Arena. Till 2011, Stadium of Army Polish. On 31103 places. In Warsaw there is also a hippodrome, several indoor ice rinks, the skating track, stegni, dozens of year-round pools, tennis courts and hundreds of small and large sporting venues. Economy. Share of Warsaw in economy of Poland -15% of DDD. Unemployment -1.8%. 2008. Transport. Intracity public transport of Warsaw is presented by a set of bus routes, the tram network consisting of 3 TENS lines and the system of the subway. Journey is carried out under tickets which can be bought in a biletomat or in transport. Drivers don't sell tickets. All tickets are universal, there is no division according to means of transport. The international airport, largest in Poland. The Warsaw Airport of Frederick Chopin. The Warsaw Airport/Modlin. In 49 kilometers to the north from the center. And 2 railway stations works in the city. Honorable citizens. John Paul II, 1920-2005. Is a Pope, 1978-2005. Skabushka Maria, 1867-1934. The Polish-French scientist experimenter. The physicist, the chemist. The teacher, the public figure. Twice Nobel Prize laureate. Pilsudski Joseph, 1867-1935. Is the Polish state and political figure, the first head of the revived Polish state, the founder of the Polish army. Paderewski Ignacy Yang, 1860-1941. Is the Polish pianist, the composer, the state and public figure. Haller Joseph, 1873-1960. Is the Polish general. Żelagowski Lucian, 1865-1947. Is the Polish general and the political figure. Weygand Maxim, 1867-1965. The French military figure. Hoover Herbert Clark, 1874-1964. Is the 31st United States President. Foch Ferdinand, 1851-1929. The French military figure, Marshal of France. Ye Curtins Alexander, 1916-1999. Is the Polish historian, the president of the Polish Academy of Sciences. Kaczorowski Richard, 1919-2010. Is the Polish statesman. Kamiński Franciszek, 1902-2000. Is the general of a division of Army Polish. Bartoszewski Władysław, 1922-2015. Is the Polish historian, the publicist, the diplomat, the statesman. Glemp Joseph, 1929-2013. Is a cardinal. Edelman Marek, 1919-2009. The Polish and Jewish public figure, the cardiologist, the last head of a revolt in the Warsaw Ghetto. Peskowski Zizlev, 1918-2007. The Catholic presbyter, the doctor of philosophy. Sandler Irena, 1910-2008. The Polish activist of a resistance movement. Walesa Lech. Sword. 1943. Polish political figure, activist and defender of human rights, former head of Independent Labor Union, Solidarność, President of Poland. 1990-1995. Nobel Peace Prize laureate of 1983. Axer Erwin, 1917-2012. Is the Polish theatrical director. Dalai Lama 14. Sword. 1935. Spiritual leader of Buddhists. Nobel Peace Prize laureate of 1989. Pilecki Witold, 1901-1948. Is the organizer of a resistance movement in Auschwitz concentration camp. Mazowiecki Tadeusz, 1927-2013. Is the Polish politician, one of leaders of the movement, Solidarność, and the first post-communist Prime Minister of Poland. 1989-1991. Kaczynski, Lech. 1949-2010. Is the President of Poland. 2005-2010. Kwasniewski, Alexander. I was born. 1954. Polish state and political figure, President of the Polish Republic. 1995-2005. Skarżynski, Henryk. I was born. 1954. Polish doctor, otolaryngologist, audiologist, creator and director of the Warsaw Institute of Physiology and Pathology of Hearing and International Center of Hearing and Speech. Davies, Norman. I was born. 1939. British historian. Buzak, Hedgehogs. I was born. 1940. Polish politician, Prime Minister of Poland. 1997-2001. European Parliament President. 2009. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.